Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to first show you something that I really liked. This is from Bank XRP. Now he is pretty big. He's one of the old school guys in XRP Twitter as well as on YouTube. You can give him a subscribe. Bank XRP. He put this video here together that is really good. Okay, what this is an Anthony Pompliano video. He's interviewing a guy from principal at Jump Cap. He's an executive at Jump Capital, Peter Johnson. Well, as you know, Pompliano is a Bitcoin maxi guy, and I've met Pompliano. He's pretty serious Bitcoin only guy. That's where he's coming from. He's the Bitcoin maxi of Bitcoin maxis. Well, this guy right here, the way that Bank XRP put this video together is perfect. The first thing this guy says is he says, okay, let's lay this out. Bitcoin is going to be the store of value. And it's only going to be that, as I've said before, it's only going to be the store of value similar to gold. It's only going to be that because it was the first one through the gate. It has that first mover advantage. If it lasts and exists past the next couple of years, it will only be for that reason. It will not be because of the tech, because the tech is so far behind everything else. But then this guy goes on to basically give a lesson in what the bigger picture is, and that is the movement of money around the world, what XRP, what Ripple's involved in, and what XRP, and he specifically mentions XRP in this video, and he talks most specifically about Bitso, which Ripple is an investor in Bitso, and also he takes you through some of the slides where it actually shows. Let me see if I can find one here. On-demand liquidity exchanges. He takes you through and shows you Bitso is one of them. But anyway, he basically lays all this out and tells Pompliano that stable coins are going to be for the movement of money, and that there will be rails and gateways, and that eventually things will go into fiat. And he specifically talks about XRP in the video. It's very, very obvious that Ripple and XRP are right in the dead center of what's really about to happen. And kudos to Bank XRP. He lays it out. You should go watch this video for sure. It's only about 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but he did a great job of showing what Anthony Pompliano does not want to see. Now, what this reminded me of was Ashish Burla's tweet from yesterday that I showed you, where he said, "Great fireside chat with the amazing team at Bitso. Such an inspiring team leading the Latin America fintech revolution." So you can see very clearly where all this is going, folks. Nobody's trying to get away from Ripple and XRP except Anthony Pompliano. And I think that he is finally starting to realize, hey, it's not just Bitcoin. And in fact, the Ripple and XRP thing is going to be a lot bigger than the Bitcoin thing. I wanted to show you the markets. We are now at 255 billion. There are billions that are slowly but surely being added into this market. It is trickling its way on up. January has been a good month overall, and it looks like things at any moment could really take off. Now, this was a tweet from Cinnamon Video. In our latest blog post, we give you some insight into the future of our monetization model and a new project we are developing. Read all about it. I'm not going to go into the article. I just wanted to make you aware. You can go and read about it and kind of follow where Cinnamon Video is going with things. Okay, and also this, I'm not going to go deep into this either. It's from Stuart XRP, testimony of Stuart Alderati, who is Ripple's general counsel at Ripple Labs. This is California State Assembly Committee on Banking and Finance and Select Committee on Technological Advances from October in 2019. He more or less he more or less gave testimony and laid out what Ripple's doing, how important the technology is, and all of that. And I don't want to bore you with all the details, but it's pretty basic what he's telling them. But the point is that Ripple is right in front of everybody that matters. XRP, at X Lighting the Way, former president and COO of Coinbase has a new role. Now, I want to make a point here. This is the guy that was the COO at Coinbase, Asif Hirji. I don't know if you said that right. Whoops. Let me get rid of that. Figure Technologies, a leader in transforming financial services through the power of blockchain technology, today announced that financial services veteran Asif Hirji has been named president and is already in place at the company's headquarters. So here's what I want to make a point here. In my opinion, the companies that have the best chance of going public in the United States are Ripple, Coinbase, and maybe you've got Circle and one or two others. Those are the ones that have the best chance of going public the soonest. You're starting to see a lot of the Ripple people leave, and now you're seeing a Coinbase guy leave. You're starting to see some of these people leave. A lot of times what happens is on the lead up to companies going public, there are certain figures that they want in place to get it to the point where it can go IPO, and then those people leave before it goes IPO. This is a common thing. So it may be that some of the things you're seeing right now are because some of these companies are leading up to IPO, and some of these guys that are they like to be involved in the run up instead of being involved after an IPO. That's what happens sometimes, and that might be what we're witnessing right here. Okay, next, I wanted to show you this from Michael at VAL5 Links. He sent me this. Lawyers ramp up pressure to exhume Quadriga CEO's body. Now, as morbid as this sounds, these guys must really not believe this guy's dead. For those of you that don't know, this guy ran this Quadriga. It was an exchange where he supposedly died. I think it was a car crash or something. And supposedly the private keys died with him. He didn't have a system in place for anyone to know how to access all the digital assets and all that. That's what we're supposed to believe. Apparently the lawyers don't believe it. The lawyers representing the former users of Quadriga CX are doubling down on the formal request to exhume the exchange's founder's body. So they don't believe he's buried, folks. This is an amazing thing here. So this will be fascinating to see how this story ends. But I kind of land on the side of believing that he did not die myself. It doesn't sound reasonable to me that this guy ran an exchange and had the private keys himself and did not share them with anyone. That doesn't make sense. Okay, David DePriest sent me this. And this is China market opening delayed until February 3rd. China's financial markets will remain closed until Monday after authorities extended the Lunar New Year break by 3 days as they grapple with the worsening virus crisis. Trading will resume February 3rd. The Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges, Shanghai authorities separately advised that companies shouldn't start work until at least February 9th. You can see quickly how flashpoints can cause economic collapses, folks. That's why I wanted to show you this. Okay, Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. The Federal Reserve, watch live today, press conference with FOMC Chair Powell at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what they're going to, it doesn't really say what they're going to talk about here, I don't think. But anyway, who knows? They could talk about how they're going to print more money. That's what I would imagine they're going to talk about. And then this article here, stock market will panic when the Fed's QE party turns to mice and pumpkins. In other words, the QE and the pumping up of the markets over the last 10 years has been a fairy tale, because that is a reference to, not Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella. Okay. And then there's this breaking. SBI submission, a 50-50 JV between Sumitomo, I'm butchering names here today, golly. Mitsui and SBI Holdings is set to become Japan's first online-only bank to go public. The bank hopes the IPO will raise its profile and help raising capital to further beef up its digital offerings. The important thing here is that SBI is one of the owners of this bank and it's going to go public. SBI also owns 10.5% of Ripple. All right, Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29 on CNBC. This is the U.S. federal budget deficit will hit $1 trillion this year, the CBO forecasts. Man, those numbers are mind-boggling. And then Zero Hedge, U.S. December pending home sales fall 4.9% month over month, I guess, estimated 0.5% gain. John Kevin Mood, this is important. I'm not going to play this because the guy's using some serious language here. But he says, attention XRP community, the masses are already starting to wake up and hop on board more and more each day. A big rapper with 1 million followers talking about XRP. I think this guy's name is Sauce Walker. Is the rapper's name. I've never heard of him, but I did look, and he does have around 900,000 something followers. And I watched the video, and he does say that he just invested in XRP. These kind of things are what get movements started, folks. That's big. X-Men XRP at XRP 33 sent me this. John McAfee, who has always been a Bitcoin maximalist, whichever Bitcoin maximalist came up with the term shitcoin for other coins was brilliant, but we all know that the future of crypto rests with the altcoins. Bitcoin, old, clunky, no security, no smart contracts, no dApps, is the true S-coin. This guy, he knew it all along, folks. What we've been saying, he knew it all along. And finally, I want to show you this. This is cool. Another Swiss town now accepts Bitcoin for tax payments. The Swiss municipality of Zermatt now lets residents pay their taxes in Bitcoin. The new payment option is being offered via crypto financial services firm Bitcoin Swiss, according to an announcement Wednesday. Zermatt is a small town with a population of nearly 6,000. Using Bitcoin Swiss's point-of-sale solution installed in Zermatt Town Hall, residents can now pay local taxes in Bitcoin. For online payments, they will have to apply to the Zermatt tax office for a crypto payment solution. Now, I wanted to mention to you that I have been to Zermatt. Now, and I think I've talked about this on this channel before. Zermatt, Switzerland is one of the coolest towns that I've ever been to. When I was young, myself and a bunch of friends we flew into Zurich, Switzerland, and we got on a train, and we went from ski town to ski town. It was a lot of fun. It's very cold, very mountainous, but riding those trains through those cold mountains was an amazing thing. But Zermatt was the coolest town we went to. The train literally, no cars go into Zermatt as I remember. They've got these little golf cart type things, but or they've got cars that are in the town, but there's not really a road a way into the town from what I recall. The train literally dead ends into Zermatt. Sorry, there goes my Apple Watch again. The train literally dead ends into Zermatt, and you walk. I remember just pulling my luggage. It's just one little, it's not even a road. It's like a walkway through the middle of town. And I pulled my suitcase up to the hotel. And I think I stayed in the Hotel Post. I think that's what it was called. But it was the coolest town. And they told us that a lot of celebrities go to this town in Switzerland because it's an easy place to hide and have a good time without being recognized by everyone. They told me a story about how Michael Douglas was there in the hotel where I stayed and was hanging out. But anyway, very cool town, especially when it becomes moon time for XRP. This is one place that the digital asset investor will take his family. Now, I wanted to show you this. Christopher Thomas, Super Bowl ad leak website, new leaks posted as they leak. Keeping an eye out for crypto commercials. You can go to it. It's on, just go to go to him at CT_AUMULLER, and he's got it in his Twitter feed. They apparently post the clips of the Super Bowl commercials before they come. So if a crypto company posts one, it'll be there. Now, finally, I want to show you this. I was watching Goldcast, Achieving Your Dreams speech from NFL player Sean Harper. I was watching this and I loved the part where he got to this part, because this is so true. The road to achieving any dream, whatever your goal is, the road to achieving that goal, at some point, you're going to hear the naysayers and your enemies and the people that don't like you or don't think you should have achieved that goal because it should be them. You're going to hear this. I don't care who you are. When it happens, you're going to hear this. He's not supposed to be here. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. He's not smart enough. I don't care what it is, what your field that you're in, you will have enemies if you get to the top and you do achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Or if you're just good at something, you're going to have people, and most of them are going to be cowards that stand on the sidelines and point at you and tell you that you shouldn't be able to have this, or you shouldn't get this, or you don't deserve this. But here's the thing, folks, and you young people out there, listen to me and listen good. Here's the thing. Nothing can resist a will which will stake even existence upon its fulfillment. That's Benjamin Disraeli. That's so true. And I've used the example of when I was growing up. You never wanted to get into a fight with the guy who's just not going to stop. That guy who somebody has to get knocked out for the fight to end. That's not the guy you ever want to get into a fight with, because that guy has a will. I remember playing football when I was younger with a guy who he was so competitive that he would literally start crying. He wanted to win so bad. That's the guy you want to be. That's the guy you want on your team. And I'll finish it off with my favorite quote, because this is it. It's not about how strong you are. It's not about how fast you are. It's not about how smart you are. It's about you wanting it more than the other guy. And here's my favorite quote that goes right in line with that. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan "Press on" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. The guy who just won't give up is the guy that wins, people. Don't ever forget that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that the prize goes to the guy that just refuses to give up. Thank you for listening.